It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world's trade. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know. MAGA.
Absolutely wild time. We really appreciate you joining the program. We thank you, Alina, for being here.
Thanks for having me. I love coming on, Benny.
I love that shirt. Wow. That's incredible. Times 2. So squared. Got it. 45 squared. So times 2. Is that a firearm necklace?
Oh, I'm a gun lover. Are you surprised? I do own guns. I do shoot. Look, God and guns. I've got God and guns. That's it. Are you surprised? Are you really surprised? I'm full MAGA today.
Of course not. We have firearms in the shot because we also love our Second Amendment. But wow, I was not expecting this. Way to go. We've changed. You've changed since your CNN hit. You've changed since.
I don't care anymore. I literally don't care anymore. Don't care. They're pushing too far. As we've seen. I'm an American first, and this is America.
Please inform us on what is happening. Unpack what is happening today for our audience, please.
Yeah. So the president will be traveling today to come to New York, where I am, and I'll be at Trump Tower in a couple hours, greeting him and giving him the support that he needs. This is a really sad time for our country. I think that for my profession, I'm embarrassed. I'm disgusted. I think that there needs to be serious investigations. Obviously, I think your viewers are very well versed and it's ad nauseum. So I try and bring something to the table on your show, Benny, that I don't normally bring, which is he's so resilient. But I think even this, it's just a disgusting state of affairs. And the fact that I can tell you, I was in tears last night just thinking the fact that I have to do this. This is disgusting and pathetic. He's a president where he should be treated with dignity, and for a books and records BS thing for him to have to fly to New York to surrender and do this arraignment for theatrics to help Biden, who can't walk upstairs. That's the state of our country right now.
Some pressing issues that have been ping pong balling around. Handcuffs, mugshot.
No handcuffs.
No handcuffs. Okay. Mugshot?
I don't know for sure. I don't really see the purpose in it. I think that they have a good argument that there doesn't need to be one. He's the single most famous human being on the planet. Yes. Why do we need a mugshot? The mugshot is usually just in case they have a flight risk, which he doesn't. The man can't drive a car because he's a former president. So, that just all those things, all those reasons that we have those protections for normal people, we don't need with Donald Trump. So I think that if they do any of those things, I can tell you, Benny, that's purely politically motivated theatrics. There's just no need for that.
It would be the most viewed photograph, I think, on the planet. I don't think there'd be a more viewed photograph. And Democrats are saying, don't you dare do this. David Axelrod's like, don't you dare do this. You're going to turn him into Johnny Cash. You're going to turn him into Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac. Yeah, exactly.
Is Donald Trump prepared to be Tupac?
Donald Trump is Tupac. Donald Trump's Biggie Smalls. He's better than Tupac. I mean, I'm East Coast, right? So I love. But no, Donald Trump is his own brand. I mean, he is everything, and I just think this is just going to boost him. We've seen it in the polls. I mean, it's not a question; it's a fact. We've seen his polls go up. He's up 30 points. And I heard somebody say the other day, I can't remember what program it was, if you're Nikki Haley, if you're these other candidates, like just stop now, because get behind him, get behind the country, get behind the Constitution, get behind democracy. Stop now. Let's wait. Let's get him in and let's fix this country. Because at this point, the rest is kind of just noise, anybody running against him.
Yeah, it really does seem, we've been covering the polls, it seems unstoppable at this point. And the more that people understand that Donald Trump is more than just a man, Donald Trump is a movement. We started off the top with Rush Limbaugh's final show. He said, this guy's a movement, and it's you. You are Donald Trump. Donald Trump is you. And you said he can't drive, but we showed him driving on a golf cart yesterday.
Yeah, he's not allowed to drive. He's not allowed, right?
But he's driving a golf cart. It's like, this guy is the amount of pressure he's under, and he's like, it is remarkable. The mental state of Donald Trump right now, you're closer to him than anyone in the world at this moment.
Other than his family. I love his wife, and I'm very protective of them as well. I think that his mental state is, there's two things I would say. He's in fight mode, ready to go, ready to face it, because that's the way he faces things. He doesn't cower. He doesn't hide. He faces them head on. So he's ready to rip on that front. And then there's this other side that I've seen, which is great disappointment in the state of our country. And that is not a political ploy statement. That's actually genuine. He spoke to me the other night, and without getting into attorney-client privilege, I can tell you he was, he said, you know, have you ever seen anybody who they've attacked more in your life? And I said, no, but you're going to be fine. Because it's the saddest state of affairs in this country. This is third world stuff. We don't do this. We don't, you know, the only thing that they did was give him the dignity of turning himself in and not come and try and handcuff him or do the raid like they did with Mar-a-Lago. So we're slowly creeping into that third world level stuff. And it's a disgusting disgrace.
Quickly, not slowly, quickly. This is wild. In my lifetime.
2 years. Yeah,
Yes. 2 years. In my lifetime, the unthinkable. So they want to gag order him. Will this happen? What is it?
I'm going to tell you right now, you're trying to look, if they do it, that tells the country everything. And you know, a gag order to silence a candidate, the leading candidate, number one. Number two, to silence the defendant in a case where the plaintiff, the state of New York, the DA Bragg, has leaked, and we know this for a fact because we don't have the indictment. He leaked 30 to 34 indictments. How do we know that? We know that because it came from their camp. And it could only come from their camp. And that, by the way, Benny, is a felony. So if they're gonna gag my client, number one, we will be fighting First Amendment issues left, right, and center. Number two, that is seriously un-American. You do not do that. Everybody has a right to free speech. You know, people keep asking me the same question, CNN and whatever I go on. They think they're going to get me in a corner with, you know, your client said protest. Absolutely. That's another right. That's another right in this country, just like guns, just like God. It's a right. Don't mess with our rights. And if you're going to mess with the rights of the loudest people, then you're going to hear it from the rest of the country. And other people like me are going to speak for him and say, this is not right. This is un-American. So if they do it, I want everybody to pay attention. They try and put a gag order on a defendant who's being selectively prosecuted and persecuted. That's a problem.
That won't stop him from giving an address at Mar-a-Lago?
I'll be with him. If they do that, I can tell you, I think I would just craft it in a way that would be appropriate as an attorney. But there is absolutely no reason that he can't speak. And if you're going to silence the leading candidate, then why are we in this country? What am I here for? What am I fighting? Why am I a lawyer? I can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
So no, that would be. He's going to make his speech. It'll be fine.
The entire institution collapses. The motion to dismiss, do you believe that will happen?
Yes. I mean, on its face, right, we have a federal prosecutors looked at this. They said there was no case. Then you had the FEC, who regulates campaign finance violations. They said there was no case. So now, look, he sued Stormy Daniels and won. She owes him hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. Let's remember that. She also admitted this never happened. She never had an affair with Donald Trump. And her lawyer is sitting behind prison. So do I think there's a motion to dismiss? Absolutely. We have a problem here just with venue. We have a problem here with the fact that it's in state court for a federal crime. And what they did was stack and bootstrap misdemeanors to try and get it to that level. If I had to guess, the indictment, you know, they probably tried to make it much bigger for their leak and take, you know, every check that was done and count them as an individual misdemeanor. That's what I'm suspecting and expecting, which is just so pathetic. I mean, have a real case. If you're going to bring a case against a former president, pick a good one. I mean, it's a joke. It's a complete joke. So there will be a motion to dismiss. There will be aggressive defense from our criminal team.
Last question, and we thank you so much for your time. You're the busiest person possibly on the planet right now, and we thank you for educating our viewers. You just, I mean, well, we loved this. You went on and just had a BTFO moment on CNN this morning, and we're so happy that you changed for the show because this outfit's way better. You said Alvin Bragg's the one who needs to watch out here because he's the one selectively leaking this information to the media. Two-part question. Unpack that as to what might happen to Alvin Bragg, and what is your message to Alvin Bragg this morning?
Sure. Oh, what is my message? That's a good question. Jim Jordan is doing the right thing. He needs to expose the corrupt DAs, the corrupt AGs. I was on BBC and they asked me about, is it interference? It's not interference. This is interference in elections. So we need to use our House that we finally have some say in and start investigating these corrupt DAs and these corrupt AGs for what they're worth. What I was inferring was the felony of leaking any information about an indictment, and in itself to leak that there were 30 to 34 counts from their office, which had to come from their office because we do not have it as of yet, is a felony in itself. So there's that. Then there's the ethics issue, which we're also taking up. This is unethical. It is selective prosecution and election interference. So there's numerous things. What do I have to say about Alvin Bragg? See you soon.
Alina Habba, everyone, you couldn't ask for a better defender right now. Godspeed. We are with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Our channel's here to meme the libs until they cry and then to meme them crying. Their tears, they taste just like sweet, delicious ice cream. Salty, too. We ridicule the establishment and the libs because of you. Your support keeps us going. So if you like what you saw, please punch the subscribe button, click like, and ring the little bell so that you know when we're live. Don't you want to know when we're live? And make sure that you subscribe to our email list just in case the plug gets pulled, as tends to happen. If you want to see more of our videos, click here or here. My name is Benny Johnson. Stay free, base patriots.